Okay, welcome everyone. This is my strategy for 321 league. We're going with Delirium and Breach. Breach had its difference, basically some changes within the spectrum of, I think, drops first, secondary, of course, and the most importantly, the Scarabs. Anyway, so the idea is to run Chayula, of course, with the Sextant. We are hitting basically every node as much as we can, some quant, density, and yeah, basically we take these ones and these ones. So this is like a standard, I would say, way of doing this. We also miss with that one, but that doesn't matter. I don't have much points actually, so this is like the very poor version of it. If you like have ended the Atlas and you have all of that, but you still miss some, whatever. Yeah, so you can, whenever you have more points, you can always go here, right? For these ones, these give you Delirium orbs, so this is always something nice. Okay, but to the point. So we are running Delirium and the Breach, right? Also running red altars because I think they're a little better than blue, and my build can't really sustain that. As you can see, this is not the best build. It's decent, but nothing too crazy. Okay, anyway. Yeah, so this is the tree. As you can see, we are focusing on maps, and I'm actually sustaining maps. So we've been running 10 dunes, and what I got left is, give me a second, we got 13 left, right? So we got 13 back, which is pretty decent. Basically, we are going to make it up. And we also got some colonnade, because if there's anything that will happen, unfortunately, we always have 4 colonnades that we also dropped this time. Yeah, so this is the tree. We grab basically dunes and 1 colonnade. Generally, if you don't have 9 or 10 plus, you should not go for the singular focus. Yes, that's how it's called. Yes. You should not go for the singular focus because you're actually gonna drop less maps. Yeah, it kind of hurts because you get basic currency items instead. But yeah, okay. So the Sextant. The Sextant is maps belong to Chayula, obviously. You can go with Wool Nettle if you don't have as big budget as I have. I'm not saying I'm crazy rich, but if you don't have like around 200, if I remember correctly, I spent on 10 maps, and general spending on map is exactly 20 chaos orbs, and we got back that. So we got 8 Chayula Breachstones, we got 2 just divines, 10 chaos orbs, something like that. I wasn't counting correctly. 3 stack decks, some Alchemy splinters, some Delirium orbs, and grasping mode that I ruined, and some orbs of unmaking. Okay, so that is the profit that we made. This is obviously more than we spent. So we spent around, let's say, a divine for 10 maps, and from 10 maps we got 2 divines and 8 times 65 currently. So yeah, quite a lot of money back. Maybe not the best one strategy, but as I said, my build is around 2 million damage, so nothing too crazy. I'm also not very tanky and having some problems with stuff. It did it just fine, you know. However, if you have a better build, you can always go for switch from heavy breach to flash breach. This gives you just less time spent on a map, you know. It's all about that. And you can go for these 2 nodes, which is open and close faster. You can choose whatever you want to go for, right? So this build is adjustable. If you don't want to run Delirium, you can go for Harby, although I checked Harby and it's not so great. You can go for Eater of Wards. You can go for Sulfate actually and Delve and hit this one if you have problems with resistances. And if you're grinding, for instance, for Delving, this is also working very well because we only take around 3-4 minutes per map. So yeah, this is around, okay, now I'm gonna go for the Scarabs real quick. So Scarabs, Gilded Breach Scarabs, I don't have them because I just run them. I'm completely not prepared, but I thought that it's a good deal and I should probably share it with you. So yeah, we go with Gilded Breach Scarabs, we got the Rusted Cartography, and the rest, of course, some sacrifice fragments. Yeah, so these are nice. These are giving us some stuff. So this is generally how much I've done. Also, beside the Chayula, we have around half of the next Breachstone. Yeah, I think it's a pretty good build, and it's a pretty good, well, not build strategy. Yeah, and I think also cards. I'm gonna check that later, and I'm gonna give you the correct value. I don't think we made a lot of that, but of course, if we are talking about dunes, we are looking for Imperial Legacy, which we got 10 off, basically. I wasn't particularly focusing on picking up the map because it's kind of late in the league and it's not actually that much worth. So yeah, now for the particularities and for some specifics of spending, you can go for polished Gilded Scarabs. Polished Breach Scarabs. Gilded were around 4 per each, so this is 40 per 10 maps. Polished, I think it's going to be around 2. We can check that out real quick actually. Oh, I don't have that. But yeah, these are around 4 actually. If you buy bulk, of course, you're gonna pay a little more. And the Cartography Scarabs, like no-brainer, one chaos. You can probably find half, right? Sacrifices also. Chayula Compass is around 35 chaos orbs, or 35 chaos orbs. Here it doesn't show it actually, but 5 awakened. This is completely wrong, and this one is around 4 chaos orbs actually, the additional breach. So this is very cheap, and you should probably get it always. You know, this is, I mean, one more map. Okay, so now for the fun part also. We get this thing that we have boss in each of our one. This is for Gilded Scarabs. So Gilded Breach Scarabs gives us the thingy, you know. So in one that is generated by these Scarabs, you get 2 bosses. These bosses can drop pure Breachstones, right? Just Breachstones randomly, or some lots of Chayula. So yeah, I think you should try it. I don't know if you want it, but this is perfect for some weaker builds that are not dealing exactly it. Well, of course, you need to sustain Delirium and Breach on tier 16 maps, so that's already a little hard. But if you have just normal build, you know, nothing too crazy, not even 5 million damage, just like me, I highly recommend you trying that and making some profits of 2 divines actually, from 2 divines. So 2 divine of profit. I run it like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, so you can make 4 divines per hour. And if you want to go for the faster ones, I think you can even make it a 6. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching.